So these fucking things have been everywhere. And since I'm running out of spirit animals, crane flies from symbols and synchronicity.com. It's easy to mistake crane flies as a bad omen. This is because they stand for the arrival of autumn, what? And the onset of winter, what? We're in the middle of fucking spring, homeboy, or we're about to be spring. This means that they foretell the end of a period. Well, I guess winter's ending. They foretell the end of a period of abundance and the arrival of a tougher, more physically challenging period. Fudge. However, it's important to remember that the mosquito hawk is also a strong symbol of transformation. Specifically, you are receiving an omen that no matter what challenges come your way, you will change forms to meet these challenges. You will be okay. Don't fret. There's a meaning to take from this. Crane flies look pretty fearsome, but they're harmless. This is about yourself and others around you. People might project a tough outer shell. In fact, well, they might even threaten violence. But the truth is, they are incapable of harming you. What are you talking about? That's important to remember. The crane fly comes to us to remind us not to judge a book by its cover. I don't know, that might take that with a grain of salt. That might get somebody fucked up. Some people can and will cause us harm, whereas others are all about bark over bite. Reflect on how well you judge people's character and the decisions you make about people you associate with. Is there room for improvements? Insects convey a broad message of transformation. This is because they share a common life cycle, i.e. they are born and exist in one form before entirely transforming into something else. While the classic example of this is the butterfly, from the cumbersome caterpillar to the beautiful butterfly. Bear in mind though, while the crane fly might not share the butterfly's conventional beauty, it still transmits the same message. You can totally change your life. Crane flies and butterflies have a few things in common. First of all, they both have a larval stage and then transform into flying insects. This isn't all. Because most species of crane fly don't eat during their adult phase, some butterflies are like that too. They only eat while they're in larval stage. This isn't where the similarities end. The few crane flies that do eat as adults just so happen to eat the same things that adult butterflies do. Nectar. What spiritual takeaway is there from this? Well, it's about moderation. Refrain from consuming resources when you don't really need to. Well, that's a good lesson. That is, don't be greedy. Crane flies have to eat when they're young so they can grow up to be the big, strong adult crane flies. This allows them to continue the cycle and bring more crane flies into the world. Consider yourself and your role in life. Think about what you do and don't need, especially think about what is left for others. Speaking of the phases of life, the crane fly experiences a particularly short life. Also, for anybody who has tried to kindly guide a crane fly out of their home, or I'll go push them out. I lost it. And back into its natural environment, you'll know they're extremely delicate. It's easy to break a wing or leg when trying to help them. As such, the crane fly reminds us of our own delicate and tentative mortality. Moreover, the mosquito hawk is a symbol of the amazing value of life, owing its inescapable fragility. Very interesting. You might be wondering how to apply the crane spirit's advice about fragile mortality to your own life. Well, you can start by acknowledging where you are weak and practicing self-care relating to those points of weakness. If you are able, practice altruism and extend your care and compassion to those in your community also. So keep in mind this fall or spring, that when the crane flies show up in your crib, it's a major omen of transformation. Firstly, they are harbingers of winter or spring. That change from summer into autumn, then ultimately winter, is itself a transformation. The crane fly acts as a messenger for seasonal changes. However, the transformational change the crane fly foretells could be less than literal. Sure, you might lose a bunch of weight and look entirely different, but it doesn't have to be that. Maybe the crane fly is predicting a major transformation in your career life or love life. Damn, the whole earlier on I'm slouching, looking like, fuck it. I'm gonna take a quick real break and